That's so fun.
I think so. Yeah. Isn't that fun? That isn't that fun. That is fun. That's like the opposite of what I meant to say. That isn't that fun.
Enjoy the new theme. We can't unison. We can't do unison.
I dropped off all the things I love. Like I need a traffic jam to keep in touch. I can't focus on the words unless my hands are busy. I can't give up on the world or I will leave this city. And it's way too broad what I'm trying to say, but I write it down and let it go. And it's hard to know all the words I need to explain my heart in a single note.
Hello and welcome to WayTooBroad, a show and tell program for really, really ridiculously excited grown-ups. Special Saturday morning edition. I'm Hannah, and these are my co-hosts, Erin and Ben. Hi, Erin.
Hey, Hannah. It's also Saturday morning here. Hi, Ben.
Hey, reporting in. Also Saturday morning here.
Cool. Love it.
It's going to be a hot one,
same
folks.
day. This is a insider view. We record on the same day.
Yeah, we all record on the same day. I don't know if that's obvious.
Yeah, some podcasts record separately and stitch them all together. We're not like those guys.
Those fat cats.
Some podcasts record them before and stitch it together after. We're not like those guys. That's why we never have any awkward things where someone repeats something someone else says or something. It's always
that's why we don't have any awkward things where we repeat where somebody else says. We keep it authentic.
We don't have any awkward things where people
keep it authentic.
Okay. So, thank you again for letting us take an unexpected week off because I'm not sure what I was thinking, expecting that I'd be able to record at any point during last week when we were moving. I took about 5 trips back and forth to my parents' house, which is 4 hours in a day. So it just wasn't gonna happen. So thanks for giving us the week off, everybody. And we're back.
Was that paid time off? Quick cue.
For me, it was paid time off, but not from this. So I don't know what your situation is.
Yeah. Well, let's assume it was.
Cool. Okay.
Thanks for the money.
Thanks for the money, everybody. So I'm going to talk more about moving in my section, but I did just want to say as an upfront that I am in a new house. Obviously, I'm in a new room. It's pretty empty. So I did test and it doesn't seem like the echo is too bad, but there might be some echo. There might be some, there is a fan running. I'm going to, try to do noise reduction on it, but it's really hot today. So you might just hear that. So if it's a little extra noisy today, it's probably my fault.
She's going to fart a lot.
I'm going to fart a lot because I'm in a new house.
Noise.
Yeah. So it's a blame me. And just know that it'll probably get better as time goes on and we add furniture and things to the walls and stuff like that. So
nice.
So I'm sorry in advance if your auditory experience isn't perfect. Okay.
All right. Give us a break. We're not paid for this except when we don't do it.
Yeah. So let's see. Other upfront stuff.
I got
Erin.
upfront.
Okay.
Oh.
What's up?
Oh, well, what were you going to say?
I was
going to
do
drinks?
Oh, yeah, we got to do drinks. Oh, I've forgotten how life works.
Oh.
Ben.
How do we do this thing?
Ben, what are you drinking?
Ice water.
Ice.
So great.
Ice water. I am drinking coffee. It's a cold brew coffee, and it's half hazelnut coffee, and it's really good. Because it's Saturday morning, as I mentioned, and I haven't opened it yet, but I have a seltzer. It's called Bubbly Bounce because it's caffeinated.
Oh, wow.
It's a mango passion fruit seltzer with 35 milligrams of caffeine in it.
Have you tried that yet?
Yeah, it's good.
Does it taste
Can you
any
tell?
different?
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't. It doesn't taste any different. Yeah.
I guess caffeine doesn't have a flavor, does it?
Not really.
Is it bitter?
No, I feel like that's the bean, baby.
But like a Coke or something. It has like a. Okay. I was just asking.
Caffeine
okay,
has a
stop
bitter
adding
taste.
me. What?
I was looking up the flavor of caffeine. Caffeine has a bitter taste to it.
Oh.
Podcast
Well,
listeners can't tell, but I'm making a kind of face.
This one tastes like mango passion fruit, so I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, it's very little caffeine. It's like as much as in a cup of black tea.
Yeah.
Nice. Which is kind of bitter. Has a bitterness to it, okay? I'm all I'm saying.
I do have an upfront, actually. Oh, Erin, what are you drinking?
What the fuck am I drinking, Hannah?
Sorry.
I'm drinking a cup of coffee. Yum, yum, yum. Caffeinated.
Yum.
And a big thing of water I got there.
Nice. It's there. It's not here. I don't have it
in here.
Yeah.
It's there, and now it's here, now that I have it.
Wow.
All right. What were you going to say, Hannah?
Well, as the listeners heard, we have a new theme song. And so I thought we should tell a little bit of the story of how we got a new theme song.
Yes.
Because longtime listeners might remember that, like, maybe a couple of years ago, I was teasing that we were going to have a new theme song for a while, and then I stopped teasing it, and we didn't have a new theme song. And that was, in fact, the very same theme song that eventually turned into what you just heard. And it was a really good friend of mine named Eamon. Actually, they have this song out on an album on Bandcamp called Z-Sides.
Z-Sides?
Yeah. Which they just released this week.
And you spell Eamon A-E-M-Y-N.
That's right. And I'll put a link to it in the description as well, to the album. Because there's a ton of stuff on there. I think what kind of happened is that, when 2020 hit, I'm not going to speak for Eamon, but I think when 2020 hit, maybe they had a little extra more free time than usual. And they worked on a lot of sort of their previously unfinished projects, which, by the way, no blame on either side on the fact that it was previously unfinished. We just kind of, it fell through for both of us. And I didn't even reach out back to them about, like, starting it up again or anything like that. It was just like a couple weeks ago they messaged me on Facebook Messenger and were like, hey, I have a surprise for you, like I finished that song. Actually also maybe we'll drop the full version after the closing for this week, just so everybody can hear it, and then we'll use the clips for the intro and outro. But I would really encourage people to go check out the whole album because Eamon is super talented. They're like a multi, let me see. I met them through podcasting, but, they also produce videos. They are just like a super wonderful, nice person on the internet, like great friend. So just highly recommend, checking out Eamon's work. Oh, and obviously they make music. They make like all kinds of different music. They've made like, the Adventure Zone themed, music and stuff. That's really beautiful. Like just an all around great person. So
they're in Aussie.
Yes, they are.
Eamon, if you're listening, flippin' shout out. The song is amazing. Eamon also collaborated with me back when I was doing like the 30 songs of November or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So you can find that song, earnburn.com, and you gotta have to search for songs harped on by a harpist.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I forgot.
I think
about
you'll
that.
find it there.
I don't know if I knew that. I just forgot.
Yes, Eamon provided instrumentation to this song,
Oh,
so
cool.
check it on out. Yeah.
They're awesome.
Thanks again.
For the song.
I love the new theme song. I think it's just absolutely brilliant, so thank you, Eamon.
It's got our name in it. Whoever thought we'd have a theme song with the name of our podcast in it?
It's great. I love it.
Yeah, cool.
Good
so
energy.
It's so awesome. It's got great energy. Erin, I'm sorry, I cut you off like several times. What is your upfront?
It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. speaking of great songs, podcast favorite Be Steadwell has released a new song called Sprung and a new music video, and if we haven't brought Be Steadwell as our obsession, like, I don't know, 3 times to officially, and I'm sure more unofficially, this song might be my obsession, but it's amazing. It's called Sprung. You can find it on Spotify. You can find it on YouTube. We talked about Be Steadwell. I talked about Be Steadwell episode 43, just tenacious persevering, and then the very next week, Hannah brought Be Steadwell as her obsession for episode 44, How Big is a Barony? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, just a testament. We stan. We stan. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She keeps bringing the hits.
It's a great video.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yes, awesome. And what else? Erin, have you watched Inside yet?
Have not watched Inside yet. Apologies.
I have been...
Want to.
I have been very obsessed with it, as Ian could attest, because I lost my headphones for a while. So he knows this very well. I've been listening to it ever since it came out on Spotify, just like on repeat, all the time. It's, I don't know if it's going viral on TikTok or if I'm just on the Bo Burnham side of TikTok, but I think it's helping a lot of people kind of process their feelings about 2020. It's definitely like not easy to watch the first time, I feel like it's funny and then it gets really dark and sad towards the end. And I know some people have found it difficult to kind of process, but then for me, I felt like kind of bad after I first watched it because he kind of descends into madness as been described. But then I continued to think about it and think about it and think about it. And it doesn't help it does help, I guess, that the songs are so catchy. So they get stuck in your head. And then like you, ultimately, I feel like it's helped me think about, all the shitty stuff that happened in 2020 and not just kind of bury it, in like going back out and doing my thing, which is probably a good thing overall. But yeah, he doesn't talk very specifically about anything, but I just feel like he gets the feeling of it so perfect.
Yeah.
So highly recommend, fully agree with Ben, and taking it upstairs did work with Ben's recommendation. We watched it that very night. So.
And my dad really liked it. I think did mom like it?
Mom liked it, but Dad kind of got obsessed with it like me. Like he's watched it. He watched it again by himself and listened to the music and stuff. So
yeah, I'm gonna watch it. Just the stars haven't aligned yet. So I can talk about that a little more in my obsession.
Okay, all right, that's okay. We have an email from Google Domains.
What do they say? What's going on? It's been a while since we reached out.
Thanks for reaching out, Google Domains. Reminder, keep your info up to date for WayTooBroad.com.
Man, they sent me the same email. Get off my case. My info is up to date. What do you want from me?
Her info's up to date, okay? There are auto reply options.
I'm reading your email, aren't I?
There's no auto reply options. Lame. Let's see. We have some emails from Spotify. That's interesting. In the promotions folder. And that's it. Not even any new YouTube comments.
I feel like it doesn't seem secure that Google is just sending your full address in plain text in this email. Right?
Yeah, I don't like that.
Is that weird?
It feels weird.
Yeah, they sure are. Wow.
But they're Google. I guess they know. I mean, my full address is like, you could find that with one small Google.
Just one small Google. Yeah. It's funny. I was talking to Ian about this. I feel like
public record.
Some people have worried for a long time about like, internet privacy, and I also have worries about that. But also, you know, in the actual functioning of my day-to-day life, I have chosen a side for which huge internet conglomerate I trust more, and it's Google. And that's also it's probably the right choice is nobody. Like, definitely that's the right choice. But like, I'm too deep in now. Like, I don't trust Amazon. I do trust, or Apple. I do trust Google. And that's like I feel like I've joined a fucking like faction without realizing it. Everything in my life is Google, and everything is Google linked. And that's all there is to it. So
that's just all there is to it.
Yeah.
I'm linked with everybody, so, you know, have at it. Come at me.
All right, cool. Let's see. Other upfronts. We talked about I moved. We're going to talk about that more later.
Yeah, I've got some questions.
I have
but
upfronts.
We'll cover that.
Oh, what you got?
What's up?
I have
friend?
first of all, I have Ben's Sports Corner.
Oh, great.
Got some very exciting news, everyone.
Oh, yeah?
Great.
The Clippers won last night, and now this is obviously exciting news on its own, but there's a couple really exciting reasons why this is especially interesting. Them winning last night means they're going to the conference finals, which is the first time that the franchise has ever gone to the conference finals. So it's the farthest they've ever gotten in the playoffs. And there is yet even more to this story that's just so great. So, listen, this is the 6th game of the conference semifinals. They're playing against the Utah Jazz, worst name in the NBA, who had the best record in the NBA in the regular season. So they're really good, obviously. Add to this, we lost the first 2 games of the series to go down 2-0. It's a best of 7. And then after game 4, after we won 2 games in a row, Kawhi Leonard, the Clippers' best player, got injured. He tweaked his knee and might have like a torn ACL or something. So he might be out for the rest of the postseason. Game 5, our other best player, Paul George, steps the fuck up and has an amazing game, and they win. And game 6, Terrence Mann, who is a second-year player, who was a rookie last year, had the most he's ever scored in a game is 25, scores almost 40 points, and just has like the best game of his whole life. It was amazing.
Holy shit.
It was incredible. When I turned on the game, because we had friends over, so I turned on like halfway through. It was in the middle of the 3rd quarter, and the Clippers were losing by 25 points. And they ended up winning by 12.
Holy shit. In the last quarter.
Yeah. In the last like quarter and a half,
Quarter and a half.
It was a 37-point swing.
That's because you started watching, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, were you losing your mind?
It was right when I started watching when they started coming back, so it's maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
I might have something to do with it. I'll take a little bit of credit.
The benefit. That's what you should start saying. That's what you should start saying when your team starts winning. When you, I feel like Kylie will hate that.
Oh yeah, I was very excited. It was great. I've been staying up really late watching Clippers postseason games because they're all on the West Coast, and so they start at like 10 p.m.
Now the
Can
Clippers,
you record them?
Are they named after nail clippers?
No, I feel like we made this joke a while ago.
Really?
I think so.
But did we have visual aids?
It doesn't help for the listener.
Hannah's holding up a pair of nail clippers, which miraculously she does have, despite not knowing where anything else is. She just had those handy for this joke.
Mm-hmm. I could record them, but it's fun. I don't know. Sports are more fun to watch live.
I was wondering, because this is getting ahead, but something I've been obsessed with, again, the U.S. Women's National Team has been playing some friendlies, and I've just been loving that. And like, one game was starting at like 10 p.m. and I was like, I don't think so. So I recorded it and we watched it the next night, and I was like just as into it, but I was wondering if it like takes anything away for you to know that it already happened, but you don't know the score and you don't know what's going to happen.
Well, my Twitter is very like, my Twitter is mostly comedians and then Clippers related stuff.
Okay,
and so I wouldn't have I wouldn't have not seen it. It's also like even if I didn't check Twitter, I would probably get some kind of notification because this was such a big deal of like a push notification from Google because they know I like the Clippers.
Right. Yeah.
But
Because they know everything about you.
yeah, my best friend Google.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Wait,
Yeah.
hold on. I have to turn off virtual background to show you something. I don't know why I have it on.
Another upfront is I deleted my Twitter account.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Didn't know.
I have something to
What's
show.
Ben
I have
show
something
us?
to show everyone.
A chair.
Oh, it's a Como on a chair.
Oh, you got to push him back a little bit. Oh.
That's
What?
nice.
Okay, bye. He left.
Rude.
He doesn't want to be perceived.
Don't look.
Kitties. Well, good job, Clippers.
Yeah, congrats, Ben. The benefit.
Yes, sir.
It's like you're the beneficiary. They're the beneficiary.
Of the benefit.
Oh wait, actually, I have another up front.
What's
Okay.
that?
It's a board game that I played yesterday that I think Hannah would really like. Erin also probably really like it, but and Hannah's more in my head more into board game person. I don't know. Maybe that's not true.
Molly and I play board games like every weekend together, but sure.
It's called the Isle of Cats. That's another reason why Hannah more comes to that.
Yeah.
And I don't really feel like trying to explain the whole game because I feel like trying to explain board game rules without the board game in front of you is really annoying. But it's kind of like a deck building game combined with Tetris.
Ooh.
With really
fun.
cute cats all over the place. So
Enough said.
yeah. Excuse me.
There are so many,
Yeah.
bless you. There are so many pictures of people with their cats in the box of Isle of
Oh
Cats.
yeah,
on the
because that's because when you take off the lid, it says like there's a little target, and it's like if you have a pet cat, put your cat here.
Nice. I love that. What a sweet little detail.
Oh, I see it. Ah, yeah. Well, because probably the cats. Supposedly, if you like make a circle on the floor, cats will sit in it instinctively
Wow.
for some reason.
Yeah, why is that an instinct?
I feel like we've tried that and it hasn't worked, but maybe I'm making that up.
IDK. IDK. I don't think I've tried it.
Where's Como? I'll ask him. He speaks English, so he can tell me.
Some cats do. Squeaks speaks a fair amount of English. Wouldn't you say, Ben?
I'm sorry.
After
I'm sorry. Let's use clear words here. Speaks or understands?
oh, I understand.
You almost blew her cover, Hannah.
But wouldn't you say that, Ben? After having spent some time around her, that she's pretty fucking smart.
Yeah, she's definitely smart. I don't know. I didn't really experience her understanding English, but she's definitely smart.
She's
Didn't like test her English comprehension or anything, but
I didn't think to. I'm sorry.
yeah.
You were here for like 2 days, and you didn't even think to do that. That's
Wow.
pretty lame, honestly.
Wow.
But
Let's not use ableist language now.
oh, lame. Oh. Wow, never thought about that.
Yeah, that's hundo ableist language.
Huh.
It's hard. Sarah has a good replacement word. I don't remember what it was, but
Bogus.
yeah, it's something more satisfying. So hit her up for a good replacement word.
What is the word origin for bogus?
Yeah.
Booger.
No.
Are you sure?
I think it has to do with counterfeit money.
Not genuine, true or fake. My boogers are so true. They are 100% authentic.
Have you always made that connection in your mind, Ben?
Yes.
Interesting. I never have.
Boogers, 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 boogers.
Boogers.
Do you see?
Yeah, but it doesn't
booger-
mean that.
Boogers, that's frozen boogers.
I haven't
Like,
made the connection in terms of thinking that bogus means boogers. I just
Well, no, but
they
it's like
sound similar
no,
to
but
me.
yeah, but it is interesting because like okay, like Galleria, the word Galleria. Does that put you in mind of anything?
Gallery.
diarrhea.
Yeah, Ian has the same association. And
diarrhea?
Diarrhea, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never thought about it, but it's just funny. Like, some things just trigger things for some people that they're not supposed to, but they just do. Anyway.
They just do.
I apologize for using ableist language. It's just one of those things I had never thought about. I try to be sensitive to that stuff. Yeah.
Let's pop in!
Let's pop in. Let's pop. Ben, what's your obsession?
Ben.
Oh, me?
Oh, you?
My obsession
Okay, take my chin.
Is No Man's Sky.
Oh.
Yeah.
I watched you play that.
This is interesting, Ben. I thought you were going to have a different obsession, so I kind of went in a different direction with my obsession based on the obsession I thought you would have.
Okay. That seems like a you problem.
Do you know what I thought you would have as your obsession?
In the Heights?
Yeah, In the Heights movie.
Oh, so did you not pick that because you thought, oh no. Now are we not going to talk about In the Heights at all?
Well, we can bring it up in my I chose a different one, but I could have brought that one too.
Well, let me just say this. I haven't seen it yet, so maybe we shouldn't talk about it yet.
So we'll wait. Okay. Are you going to see it?
Yeah. I'm just trying to, like, catch a good time to watch it together with Ian, like, on the big TV, and we just haven't yet.
Have you have a movie theater near you?
I don't know. Probably.
We saw it in the movies. It was good.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ben, go ahead.
So No Man's Sky is an interesting game because, well, first of all, it's like a space survival game where you are going through an infinitely expanding procedurally generated universe. So every planet you discover is like one that no one else has been to. And there's like new terrains and new animals and plants and materials there. And it's very, very cool and fun to explore and discover things. And that's kind of like the main thing that you do in the game. There's also like I'm still not sure if it feels like there's kind of a plot. It's not like a super strong thing. Like you can also just like do your own thing if you want. But there's definitely like a mystery kind of to solve. And I wasn't sure at first if it was just a way to like... Because the first few kind of like main quests or whatever were related to this mystery. But they were also kind of like tutorials and like how to do things. And so I wasn't sure... I'm still not quite sure, because I haven't played a ton yet, how much of it is like just a way to fit in tutorials versus like a thing that's going to keep going, that I can like keep exploring. But it's looking like, it seems like something I can keep exploring, because like there's like more things being revealed. Anyway, No Man's Sky has an interesting history because I think it was first teased around like 2014 to 2015-ish. And it came out in 2016 to a lot of anger and very mixed reviews, because it was like very hyped up. And it ended up coming out with apparently missing a lot of features that it's sort of the game said it would have, or the marketing said it would have. And the developers have since said that they like didn't do enough to temper expectations, or like to sort of control exaggerated expectations that the media were setting around the game. And it's kind of the quintessential example of bad game marketing.
Is there like a good example of like something that they said that they kind of hyped up that just wasn't there?
Yeah. So one of the really cool things about the game is that I actually don't know the total details of how multiplayer works, but it has a multiplayer feature. Like you can play with your friends, and also I think while you're exploring, you like see other spaceships fly over sometimes, and I think those are actually other people. Though that I'm not 100% sure about if you're playing solo. But either way, there is like a multiplayer option where you can explore the universe like with your friend. And that was not included in the first release of the game, and that was like one of the things that was like promised in the trailers or something. But over the past 5 years, the developers, which is Hello Games is what they're called, have just like quietly released a ton of updates, adding like a bunch of stuff, like free content updates, a bunch of visual overhauls, and just like made it really good. Here's a list of some of the things they've added. Multiplayer, surface vehicles, so like little tanks and shit you can ride on planets. Base building, which is wild that wasn't there in the beginning, because that's like one of the main initial quest things is to build a small base. Space fleet management, cross-platform play, and virtual reality support. So you can play it in VR, which I would really love to do. I think it'd be so cool in VR. Yeah, and then also, in addition to just like visual overhauls, like I think one of the most recent updates this year was visually updating everything to just look so good, and it does look really good. But yeah, so it's very fun, and there were like a bunch of, because I think earlier this year they released, I believe it was like their 3.0 update, like one of their big major updates. And then like a bunch of articles and like Polygon and stuff came out that was like, why now? Oh, no, sorry, it was the end of 2020 they released that. But it was basically like, why now is the right time to start playing No Man's Sky? Like, it got such. I feel like it has such a negative connotation for so many people because it is like the example of really bad marketing. But the game itself is just really good now, and it's very chill. I really enjoy it a lot. It's very good.
I was watching you play it the other day, and it was fun. You should stream it more.
Yeah, I'll probably play more on stream.
Sweet. Seems like mostly what you do is you go and just like mine materials from unknown planets.
Yeah, it's a lot of mining resources, and
you just strip mine
and building bases and building technology and crafting other materials and stuff, like searching for ancient alien technology to learn how to craft more stuff. It's very cool.
Do you play it on Daddy?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, with ultra graphics, because that's what Daddy can do.
Wow.
Do you feel grateful that you got Daddy before all the shortages for GPUs and stuff?
Yes, because it was really like right before. In fact, I experienced it a little bit in that the one that I wanted went out of stock like right before I bought it, and I ended up being able to find a comparable GPU, but then like a month after they were all stupid hard to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really interested in building a gaming computer, but as Ben pointed out to us the other day, GPUs are really hard to get right now. Also, I'm not in a huge rush about it, but the supply chain is just a mess at the moment, as I well know. So,
being
in product supply, yourself.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
The chip shortages are wild. There's this one microcontroller that we use a lot at work, and they are like out of stock everywhere. But then on this one website, they had like 1,500 in stock out of nowhere, and we bought 500 just to make sure we had them.
Wow.
Yeah, it's tough out there.
It's tough out there.
It's tough out there.
So sometimes when it's tough out there, I like to just go to space. That's what I say to Kylie when I'm going to go play No Man's Sky. I say I'm going to space.
Nice.
I love that. Did she like that game?
She's never played it.
Oh, why? Because you're a big No Man's Sky hog? Is that what's going on?
Well, I'm playing it on my computer.
What, so you don't share?
She has her own right there. She's got two.
Yeah, she does have two. Is it one monitor connected to each?
No. One's her work computer. One's her personal computer.
She just does like two at once. They
She's got
shipped
two
her whole ass
keyboards, two
computer.
mice.
Yeah.
Two mice.
Two mouses.
Two mousies.
I really expected you to say mouses, and I think that's just really funny.
I also feel like that's the plural of this kind of mouse.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
But that's my heart wanted that.
Plural
Yeah.
of computer mouse.
I'm sure it's mice, but
Mouses.
like that doesn't feel right at all.
Wow.
Is it mouses?
The plural for a computer mouse is either mice or mouses, according to most
cool.
dictionaries. With mice being more common,
Wow.
but mouses is still... It's in there.
Yo!
We did it.
It's regional. Yo! I love it when my heart is true.
Isn't it nice when everyone gets to be right? It's just the best.
That's great. Wow. I feel like that's a commercial for a buffet. That's like a line you would hear from a buffet commercial, like Golden Corral commercial. Like sit down at the table. Like the commercial opens, everyone's fighting. No, chicken's the best dinner. No, salad's the best dinner. No, meatloaf's the best dinner. And then the cut to everyone sitting down at a Golden Corral, and Dad, aka Ben, says, "Isn't it nice when everyone gets to be right?"
I love
And close.
I love the idea of people not arguing like to where they're gonna go for dinner, but arguing about what the best dinner is.
Yeah, I 100% feel like we should pitch this to Golden Corral. I'm quitting my job. I'm going into the buffet commercial business. See you shits later.
It's a good idea. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't necessarily quit your job yet, but yeah.
Oh, that's good advice. Maybe I should get them to pay me $1 million for my commercial pitch and then quit my job.
Yeah, say, hey, I have $1 million commercial pitch and I would like $1 million for it. and then I'll tell you what it is. And then I'll quit my job and tell you what it is.
I do like my job, so maybe I could just pitch them a commercial, get $1 million, not do anything else, but also then just have $1 million and my job. That's an interesting thought.
That's an interesting
I'm going to write this down.
Cool.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. Sweet. Well, that sounds fun, Ben. I'd like to watch you play it more.
I might play it today.
Do you have any interest in the Outer Wilds or just Outer Wilds?
You
which is
know,
another space game.
Kylie played that game.
It's shorter, right? It's like a little more of a narrative.
I don't think
I believe.
she finished it, but yes, I believe it's not as like open world
Or procedurally generated or whatever. But I think there's like a mystery, like a similarly
I'll sit down and be like, I might play it today. It's hot.
because I don't really. Because, like, I was going to say, well, there was a lot that happened in my head that didn't happen out loud. Because I was thinking, like, well, I should probably go outside today because it's nice out. But then I was like, but it's really hot. I don't like going outside when it's so hot. And that was where I ended up. Oh, yeah. Outer Wilds is a time loop thing. You're exploring a solar system stuck in a 22-minute time loop, which ends in the sun when the sun goes supernova. The player continuously repeats the cycle by gaining
I'm
knowledge,
afraid of that.
which is retained that can help them on later loops.
Okay, all right, Majora's Mask.
All right, Ocarina's Mask.
It's like a Majora's Mask.
Yeah. I would play that. I'm interested in that as well.
Then play it.
It makes me afraid.
Well, I need
20
a gaming
second,
computer.
22-minute
It's
loop?
available on the Switch now, as of this year.
Oh. What?
Oh.
Oh, sorry, not
Into the
late,
Wild?
as of later this year.
Oh,
Wow,
okay.
rude.
Great.
As of this year is true, though.
Yeah, hey, you know what? You're
Yeah.
right. And
Stand by that,
I'm
stick
right
that
by
landing.
extension.
Isn't it great
Yeah.
when everyone's right?
Whatever, it can be right. Sit down with your tray. Plop down with your tray. Look up satisfied at your satisfied family. Isn't it great when everyone can be right? Fade to black. Golden Corral. Where everyone's right.
That's right.
That's
It's my new passion project, you guys. I want to make this commercial.
Oh my god.
hold on.
Are you writing Golden Corral where everyone's right as a title option?
Yeah. I don't know if you want to reveal it before you're ready for your pitch, but you know.
Oh man, that's all right. It's a little teaser. Whet the appetite.
What?
I think that is what Mimi used to say. Isn't Golden Corral where we used to go for like at least one dinner? And she would say,
yeah, there was a place. That's exactly. I was totally getting. She was like that. This way, everyone can get what they want.
yes, yeah. She was
Or
buffet of some
said
sort.
a little differently. This way, everyone can be right.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
all right.
I think that's why a buffet immediately pops to my mind because that's always what I think of.
Yeah.
This way, everyone can get what they want.
Yep. She's not wrong. She's right. Everyone is.
She's right. Yeah, isn't it nice?
All right. Should we pop into me now?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you just ask me your questions, Erin? All your burning questions.
Wait.
Yeah.
Here's
Can I
my
go-
session. Moving
can
to a
I-
new house.
Can I go whip out a piss?
Oh, sure.
Well, you must whip it. You must whip it.
Oh, gross. He always says that. He says it every time. He thinks he's so clever.
Well, I'm only reinforcing it by laughing uproariously at it.
Yeah, he could probably hear us, but that's okay.
Yeah. Well.
No, he actually explained to me why he thinks it's funny, and it's because like the whip out part makes you think that it's like he's gonna say his dick, but then he says a piss, and so it's funny. He like explained the whole joke to me one time.
Wow. He really broke down his humor. Did he whiteboard it? Did he pull out a whiteboard and really break it down?
No, but I didn't have the whiteboard unpacked yet, so I'm sure he would have.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Bezos. Jeffrey.
Stop. No spoilers. I know what you're singing, and I need you to stop.
That's one of my favorite songs. I'll tell you what my favorite song is after you've watched it.
No.
After.
Okay, good. Good. Family with no concept of like what's a spoiler, just like walking around in the world causing chaos. It's like chaotically spoiling things without any regard for anyone's humanity. Man, I would expect a whipped out piss to be a little shorter.
Yep.
So I feel like I was set up for disappointment with that language.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a pretty long piss.
Yeah. This is not being whipped.
That was legitimately one of the longest pees of my life.
Wow.
He really had to whip it for quite a while.
Weird.
Did you hear all the things we said about you?
Yeah, I did.
No, I mean like holding it. You must have had to hold it for quite a while. Do you guys want to hear something miraculous?
What?
This is truly miraculous to me. On Thursday, I have meetings from like 9 to 4 nonstop,
Ugh.
and I just get so thirsty from talking all that much, so much. So I like was aggressively hydrating and having to pee like every 30 minutes. It was ridiculous, which is difficult as well because I'm on meetings all day. So anyway, I'm drinking a lot and peeing a lot and whipping it a lot. You know what I mean? And so, but then that night, we were going to record podcasts, but we canceled. And so then I suddenly didn't have any plans, and Molly's like, let's go see In the Heights. And I was like, this is amazing. I was like, oh no, though, I'm going to like have to pee like every 30 minutes. It's a long movie. So I was like, this is just gonna be my life. I also got a big soda. Didn't have to pee at all. Like, didn't even have to pee. Like, when the movie was over, I didn't have to pee. So,
Weird.
it was a miracle. I credit Lin-Manuel Miranda somehow.
It's really my mom miracle.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, shout out.
Yeah, maybe we'll go see
Okay.
it in the movie theater. I don't know.
Yeah, go see it in the movie theater. It was so nice. I would like, recommend it in the movie theater because it was just like so fun and just fun.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's pop into me now.
Okay.
Now that Ben has finished whipping out a piss. My obsession is I moved to a new house last week, and yay! And now Erin.
Oh, we were gonna start with my questions.
Yeah. Ask me all your questions.
Well, Molly had a question of, so this is an old house.
Yeah.
So she was wondering if there's been any sign of ghost activity yet.
No. So I also was wondering if that would happen because this house was built. Okay, the listing said 1875, but Ian has found records that go back as far as 1850. So
what are they trying to hide?
Right. Like there's and also there was a guy who like lived here. I don't know if he died in this house, but he lived here in 2020 and passed away. So like there's recent deaths here. There's obviously like lots of different people who have lived in this house. So I was on the lookout. Like I didn't know if I wanted to have a ghost or not, but I was certainly like on alert, kind of like nervous about, especially our first like few nights in the house. We didn't have a lot of stuff. We just were like in a pretty empty house on an air mattress. So I expected that if anything was going to kind of kick up, it would be at that time. And no, there's been no unusual activity. And now that the cats are here, the thing about cats is that like any weird noise you hear, you can just blame on the cats. So.
Oh, that's true. But they can also see ghosts as well.
Oh, yeah. And
better than people can. So I was wondering if so my next question, my follow-up question is, have they been doing anything weird?
No. They've
looking into space and then like running away or hissing at empty air.
No. They've adjusted remarkably well. So
cool.
Except for the trip up where I think I mentioned to you at one point, I don't know if I mentioned it on the podcast, that we got like relaxing drugs, like anti-anxiety meds from the vet for them. And so I spent an entire day. I drove down. I drugged them. I sat with them for like a couple hours waiting for the drugs to take effect. They like maybe seemed a little bit relaxed to me, but like I couldn't really tell. So I like packed them up and put them in the car, and we left, and like they were completely the same as they always are on car rides. And by the time we were like maybe like 40 minutes in, I could smell that Squeaks had peed in her carrier, which is like something she does on long car rides. And then when we were 10 minutes away from the house, Squeaks also pooped in her carrier, and it smelled horrible. Both of them meowed the entire time. It was the longest. Okay, I've driven straight from Massachusetts to North Carolina overnight on multiple occasions, and this was the longest car ride of my life. And,
wow.
And yeah, so we got here, and Squeaks had to have a bath first thing as soon as she got here, which sucked for her, but she bounced back like immediately. She's the champion.
Cool.
And yeah, I think the drugs just like somehow, like apparently they can lose effect if they get too hot at some point. So maybe they just were in an environment that was too warm for a while or something, and I just threw them out. They clearly like didn't work anymore. So, you know, whatever. So they're here now and they're fine. And like I said, they've adjusted quite well, but the drive just sucked for everybody. Ugh. But no ghosts as far as I know, as far as I've seen so far.
Cool. Great.
Or they're just like, they keep to themselves, or we haven't done anything yet that's like upset them enough to show themselves. I don't know.
They're going to wait till you put up some more stuff.
Ghosts aren't real is the other true thing about it.
But it's like in a pretty old house, Ben.
Yeah, ghosts are real in really old houses.
I really want to start when something isn't here, I want to say it's not real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, something's only real if I can see it.
That's how I feel about moose.
That's not real right now.
Yeah.
Oh, milk's not real right now. We're out of milk.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's great.
We might see some, if they exist, which I'm not convinced of, we might see some moose around us at some point. There are moose here and bears.
Oh.
Yeah.
I want to see a moose so bad in real life.
Me too.
They're so big, though, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's great. I love big.
I love big.
That's what's great. I love big. but like scary big, like it could kill you big.
Anything
wouldn't.
can kill me.
They're not aggressive.
Feckless and weak.
It's true.
They're not aggressive. They would
Can be, and when they're in heat.
well.
What's he
Just
gonna try to
don't get
fuck
close.
They might. Yeah.
Look at that skinny white moose.
It's a tall one. That's a tall one.
Okay, do you have any other questions, Erin?
How is?
Oh, it's good. It's good.
Go on.
So this, you were asking about what room I'm in. This room's my office. I mentioned that earlier.
Right.
The door, the door you can see to my right is the door to my bedroom, which is beautiful. It has these nice hardwood floors across the whole house, and then like windows on all three sides of it, so it lets in light like most of the day. And in my office, my desk faces a window, which I have the curtains closed right now, but it faces out to the backyard, which is like, there's like a whole acre out back that's ours, and a river, and it's really beautiful. Kylie compared it to like your starting farm in Stardew Valley, because it's like, it's
Nice.
It's not like, well, actually, it's a lot like that because like the previous owners, they left like piles of sticks everywhere for some reason. And then also like a lot of dog toys because they had like 5 dogs. Also a lot of ram's horns because like goat horns because they had 2 goats. Just out scattered around the yard. And then there are some big rocks, scattered across the property as well, which we won't be breaking up, like you do in Stardew, but they are there. And there's also like wild strawberries, and there's like these huge pine trees, and like the back deck in the afternoon is just an absolute delight because it's like far enough above the backyard that you don't get a lot of bugs. And it's in the shade, like after 3:00 or so, it's in the shade. And so you can just sit out there and like watch like the bunny rabbit that eats the grass out back and all the birds everywhere. And it smells amazing out there all the time because there's like a little bit of forest off to the side that's also our property, but it's wetlands, so we can't really do anything with it, but it's pretty and it's there, and there's a lot of wildlife in there just like doing their thing. There's just like bird sounds all the time. Every morning I wake up to a bunch of birds just like screaming at each other. I love it so much.
Love it.
Yeah. It is also pretty close to the road, so you do get like road noise, especially in like the other bedroom that we don't sleep in. Ben slept in it, so he knows what I'm talking about. But like it's once you get into the backyard, like you can hear the cars and like you can really hear like motorcycles and stuff, but I would say it doesn't feel like it feels peaceful to me. Would you agree, Ben? Mm-hmm.
Yes, very.
Yeah. What did you think of the house? I mean, I know he liked it because I asked everybody like 5 times if they liked it.
Do you like it? Do you like it? Just followed them around.
It's a great house. There's lots of space. There's lots of different things you can do with it. I'm excited for the catio on the deck. Because you got a perfect little window for it. Yeah, the deck's really nice. I like
the deck is really nice.
It's very comfortable to sit out there. Normally I don't like, well, because it's nice and shady. That's why I like it out there. I don't like sitting in the sun.
Agree. Hard to agree.
But I also don't like covering a deck, just to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it's just like naturally shady and it's still like very open air, it feels nice.
Also, it's great. It's a great spot to look at the stars at night on the deck because there's like a lot of open sky. More so than, it's hard to conceptualize that because like it feels like there should be the same amount of sky no matter where you are, but Ian was kind of expressing that like it feels like we have more sky that we can see from our house now than before, and also
that makes sense,
there's
though.
a lot less light pollution than even our last town, which wasn't like, it was not like we lived in a city or anything, but yeah, you can see a lot of stars and there's a lot of fireflies at night too, so it's just so nice. It's just like so far pretty much everything we hoped for.
Will you drop your address in the WayTooBroad? I want to see how far it is from my house.
Yeah, but you won't be able to see it on Street View. Oh, hey, here's a fun fact. Did you know that once something has been blurred out on Street View, there's literally no way to unblur it.
Oh. Interesting.
How do you know
something
that?
get...
Because I looked into it. Because some previous owner, I would guess 2 back, for like not the person we bought it from, but the person they bought it from.
Oh, actually, I found it on way
Oh
back
my
in our
god.
chat.
What the hell?
Yeah, you looking at it on Street View?
Yeah, is that the house? That big blurry spot?
Yeah. So if you now US listener can't do this unless you know me personally, because I'm not going to tell you my address. But if you looked up my address on Street View, you would see a big blur, just a big old blur, and no matter how far you walk up or down the street, it's still a blur. So this is something that, sometimes Google like glitches and will blur something that shouldn't be blurred. And that's what I thought it was at first. But then as you walk up and down, you can see it's like, even it doesn't matter how far you go. It's just blurred out. So that's intentional. And it's something you can request for like your own property. You have to do something to prove that it's your property, but you can request for it to be blurred out. Which I wouldn't have done. So I was thinking about asking for it to be undone. So I went and researched how to do that. And it turns out you can't.
Wow, fascinating.
It's simply not possible. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
but you can see my neighbor's house. They're pretty nice. I've met my next door neighbors and my across the street neighbors. And, yeah, we've been just we had to find a new optometrist right quick because, like, the first thing I did on my first work day, at the new house was I stepped on my glasses right after I got out of the shower. So, yeah. So Ian was able to fix them, but, not permanently probably. So we're working.
Sorry, Molly's phone is, like, ringing, but it's coming through her computer, and there's nothing I can do about it. So that's in the podcast. And it just is.
So yeah, it's been super good. We did a lot of driving back and forth. Besides the cat trip, I think I went back and forth like 2 or 3 other times with just like carloads of stuff last week. And we also, with our family's help, we also had Ian's family come out, except for his dad didn't have time, but he'll be out here soon. And then that during the weekend, like our whole family, except for Lucas and Federica, obviously was able to come out, and we got to spend time in the house, which was really nice. And we also emptied out the storage container that had most of our stuff in it together. So that's being picked up today, actually. And then that'll be done. And we'll be like, I would say, let's say 4/5 of the way done with getting all of our stuff here. Because we still have like another U-Haul trip in our future, but want to unpack some stuff first. And we have a lot of furniture to buy and things like that. Like, we haven't hung up any art yet. Like, there's a lot of unpacking to do, but most of the moving is done.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And no big, huge
Congrats.
surprises. Like, it's an old house, so there are things like, and also some of the updates that were done on the house were done in kind of a lazy way that we kind of want to fix. Like, some of the molding in the house is like really sloppily done, and some of the painting is really sloppily done. And I would love to sort of put our mark on it, as people who want to take pride in the work on the house. But yeah, we've got a lot of projects in our future, but we're really excited for all of them.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. So, yay.
Yay, I'm excited. Big times.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's finally done.
Finally. It felt like forever. Oh, it felt like forever. And then it was like, oh, we're here all of a sudden? Like,
Yeah, that's great. And so much more space for y'all. And
yeah, like
the
actually
cats.
room for everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's nice. I like it.
We have to get a riding lawnmower.
I think we're going to get a riding lawnmower, yeah. I think that would be the easiest.
Sick.
The thing right now is that Ian has been doing his research about, we knew that part of the property was wetlands, and then he's looking up the like regulations for the state for like what you can do and not do in wetlands. And he also discovered that one of the regulations says that within 200 feet from a river or a brook, there are also restrictions. And obviously that's like our entire property is within, almost all of it is within 200 feet of a river. And like people have been doing things on it. Like there's livestock fences, and she had like all these animals, and they built like coops back there and stuff. And it's probably fine to like mow grass where there is grass already, but he really wants to like, he actually spent a lot of the day yesterday like mapping out what kind of plants we have all over the property, just to kind of like, so like kind of his plan is to like, right now we're not doing much of anything to the backyard. But, and also we don't have a mower at the moment, but like, a lot of what we're thinking about for the future is like, there's an agent who works like for the town who does like specifically those types of regulations, like advises on those. So he wants to like meet with that person and kind of explain like, here's what we've got, here's what's there, like here's what we're thinking about doing. And like, I don't want to mess with the local ecology really at all, but I'd like to like add some just like stepping stones or things that allow us to like go see it and like be near it without disturbing anything. And also like, you know, we want to know if we can set up some raised garden beds like within the yard portion and stuff like that. So he's got some planning to do and some conversations to have, and maybe some like meetings with boards and stuff, just to make sure, because like Ian is really interested in being a good steward of the land and being like a good partner to those groups, and I think that's really great, and I hope that they do too and are willing to like
what's
kind of like help us out.
Of the land?
Stuart. You know, Stuart from Mad TV.
I also feel like you were making that Men in Black reference you always make.
Oh, Edgar?
Edgar. Oh, yeah. For some reason, I thought it was Stuart.
That's not Edgar.
Stuart.
What did she say? Something in an Edgar suit. Edgar. I wasn't Edgar. Oh, man. I just love the way she says Edgar.
Yeah, we know.
I feel like Stuart was giving me same vibes there. Edgar.
Yeah.
Stuart.
But yeah, I think it's exciting. We've got a lot of fun, exciting things to do.
Yay!
Yeah.
Huzzah!
Gonna paint this office probably like a darker color. That might be one of the first things we do, but we'll see. We'll see. Cool.
Noise.
Erin, what's your obsession?
Hi. My obsession is, okay, yeah, so I got a lot of stuff going on, soccer in the Heights, but we won't talk about any of those new Be Steadwell song. We won't talk about any of this because you guys have got an ice cream maker.
Oh, you did?
Wait.
What? Wait a minute.
Wait a second.
What?
Ben!
I'm trying to think if I said anything about this.
Did you know that Ben has been obsessed with getting an ice cream maker?
I've been
I think we probably are obsessed for the same reason.
The Brian David Gilbert video?
Yes!
Yeah, and then we went to Bed Bath & Beyond last week when I was at Hannah's to get like, stuff for them, and there was an ice cream maker, and I was like, I might just get this ice cream maker right now. But I didn't yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we can talk. Yeah, we
let
can
me know
talk about it.
How is it? Talk about it.
Okay, so I've only made ice cream twice, but I got it on Sunday. So if you're listening to this when this podcast comes out, I got it a week ago, but in the evening. So here's what happened. It was so perfect. So Brian David Gilbert released a video. Is that? Yeah. BDG released a video where I thought it was going to be one of those ones where it seems like it's normal and then it just evolves into something like weird or creepy, but it was just like truly him making ice cream the whole time, and it was really nice and sweet. And I was like, oh man, I love ice cream. Okay. Like my thing is like, I could not eat another like sweet baked good for the rest of my life and like not care, but I like gotta have that ice cream. Like if I didn't eat a cupcake for the rest of my life, I probably wouldn't notice, but I love ice cream. Like when I want a sweet treat, that's ice cream, baby. And so I was like watching this video and I'm like, oh man, I love this for me. So
same.
You know?
Yeah.
Just like that thing where you're like, oh man, I want to make a quick sweet treat. It's just like an ice cream maker. I'm like, that actually looks pretty easy. you just kind of mix some stuff up and you can get really creative and you just pop it in there and like wait 30 minutes and you got yourself some fucking ice cream.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, this is great. I got to think about this. I want an ice cream maker. And so I casually, like, maybe the next day, I talk with a brother every other Wednesday. Oh, no. I talk with a brother every Wednesday, but it alternates which brother I'm talking to. And so I was talking to, I think it was my Dominic week. And I casually was like, man, I gotta get an ice cream maker. And he was like, oh, I have an ice cream maker. And he's trying to downsize, and he's got a lot of roommates and, like, can't really find the freezer space that he needs for this little container. So he was like, I've used it, like, 3 times. It's a good ice cream maker. I'll sell it to you for, like, half of what I bought it for. Perfect scenario.
Wow.
I didn't have to, like, buy a brand new ice cream maker. Got to give my little brother some money. I got an ice cream maker. Bada bing, bada boom. So I got this ice cream maker, and it's going great so far. I made my first flavor, my debut flavor, was a sweet cream wineberry with we've got a big wineberry bush, which is kind of like a wild raspberry bush in our backyard.
And it's illegal in the Massachusetts.
Yeah. I've found out that it is.
What? Really?
Illegal? Yeah, it's illegal. It's considered a noxious weed in Connecticut and Massachusetts and is illegal to possess or sell.
What?
By law. Prohibited by law to possess or sell there.
What about the ice cream, though? That's probably okay.
Right, probably. So my first flavor, sweet cream wineberry, which was really good. And then, it was kind of like a custard base, so it had like egg yolks and cream and milk. And then my flavor I made last night, I brought to a friend's house, was a cream cheese chocolate base, and I made honey roasted pecans and honey roasted salted pecans and walnuts, which I probably shouldn't have done the honey, but I used Molly's honey. The honey didn't really add anything. And then wine berries as well. And I called that flavor, Are You Ever Gonna Leave? And I named it that because I didn't have any chocolate chips. And so I went to my friend's house down the street to get a bag of chocolate chips. And I was chit-chatting with her, and her kindergarten was like, Are you ever gonna leave? Because she thought she was like hanging out with a friend, and she thought she had to like, be there for the visit. I was like, you don't have to be here. Like, go away. So that flavor's called Are You Ever Gonna Leave? And it was really good. And I'm just excited to, like, I feel like the possibilities are endless because it's the ingredients are pretty cheap. The time commitment's not huge. And so, I feel like you could just do anything. I was like, I have brownie mix in my pantry. I could make like a brownie ice cream. I'm like, I've got all these fresh herbs in my herb garden. I could experiment with like making like herb infused simple syrups, like and try some like funky flavors and just like a quart at a time.
So
like
fun.
just like, yeah, I know. Like I could try like a lemon rosemary or like a raspberry or like a strawberry. Mint or, sage something or like a blueberry thyme. I don't know. It just seems like really fun and I'm just excited and I need to get a cookbook.
Did you say you went over for chocolate chips?
Yeah.
There's another thing. I remember seeing it on a Bon Appetit video like years ago where you can like stream in like chocolate that hardens itself, like, and then you have like those little like
magic shell.
Yeah. And what is that? That's
the
called
chocolate
something.
Chips. I chopped them up to make the chocolate base flavor. But yeah, I want to do that because the ice cream maker has an open hole in the top, so you can just like right at the end do something like that and create like a hard fudge ripple throughout your ice cream. Like I'm excited to do that.
Wow, Ben, you got to get one.
Yeah, I really do.
Yeah, Ben. Yeah,
we do have.
This doesn't sell yet.
We kind of have like more room for countertop appliances here now too, but we don't at the moment because like it's kind of cluttered downstairs with like we don't have homes for things yet, but yeah, there's definitely some fun appliances in our future as well. Maybe an ice cream maker.
The big thing is the freezer space because the unit doesn't actually provide any refrigeration for this model, but it comes with this big insert that has cooling. It's like a double walled thing and it has cooling liquid in the middle, within the walls, and you freeze that, and that apparatus is what actually freezes the ice cream. And so the base is just the motor that turns it.
But you can get ones that actually refrigerate also, right?
I guess you can. I assumed that all of them did, but that's not the case. Do either of you have a stand mixer? Ben, you have a stand mixer?
Yeah.
So, Ben, I would almost recommend, like, if I had to do it again, I would say, well, depending on the cost, almost getting one for the KitchenAid or the stand mixer. Because it's just really, like, the thing about it is the machine rotates it from the bottom, and there's this kind of insert churner. But now that I have it, I'm like, oh, okay, so you could just get, like, the real thing that's making the ice cream is this frozen bowl, and your stand mixer could do the churning part, and it'd probably be just as good.
But how would you...
And one less thing.
Wait, does the bowl lock into a KitchenAid?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can get it. I think KitchenAid makes a ice cream maker bowl.
They can make it for you if you ask nicely.
Oh my god, they do.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so that's kind of my KitchenAid ice cream attachment. That's kind of my wreck after having, because I have so what I have, if you want to look it up, what is it, a Cuisinart ice cream maker?
I don't know. I don't know what you have.
It's like $100. And I bought it.
I think that was the one at I don't know if I have room in my freezer for the bowl though. I kind of want one that will just refrigerate itself.
Yeah, you'll have to look that up because this one does not. Like the refrigeration is a hundo from. So I'm glad you didn't get it yet.
The reviews are not very good on the KitchenAid one. But the reviews aren't good? It's only $80. I mean, I'm on the KitchenAid website. There's 611 reviews, and it's got 2.4 stars.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's also $80 is a lot when you could get an actual ice cream maker for $100.
Yeah, I think I would definitely opt for one
no
that
refrigeration.
Could make it, keep itself cold.
There are definitely self-cooling ones.
Yes, there are, but it's important because I didn't realize that they all weren't.
Right. Yeah, I didn't either.
It would seem logical. I would totally make that mistake as well.
Yeah. Because otherwise, it's just spinning it. It's just churning it.
Well, that's...
Could you you make butter in your ice cream maker with the bowl not being cold and just churn some...
Oh, some fancy butter.
I would probably do that in my stand mixer.
What do you churn to make butter? Milk?
Cream, heavy cream.
What do you churn make butter?
It makes butter and then buttermilk. What you can do, I would just do that in my KitchenAid. I wouldn't do it in my ice cream maker. But what you can do in your ice cream maker is make like slushy beverages. So I'm gonna make some I might make some frosé today.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah, so okay, here's one for $500 from Williams Sonoma that I think does self-cool.
$500.
Okay, so a lot of the reviews on the KitchenAid one, I'm just kind of perusing, are complaining that it leaks a blue liquid after a couple of uses.
Which
feels like it could be refrigerant, which I don't want on my counter.
That's what I assume is in the walls of the thing that I have.
I found a $100 one that's self-freezing.
Cool.
Well, all right. Well, why don't we go ahead and do homework since now we're all just shopping for ice cream makers.
Yep. Okay. Ben, I wish we lived closer to each other because I would love to trade ice cream flavors and be like, oh, I made this and drop some off and oh, what are you making? Because I feel like the thing I'm missing now is an ice cream enthusiast to share my ice cream with.
We can do that remotely, though, still.
You can share recipes.
So far, I've been trading ice cream with people who are like, yeah, ice cream. And who are like, But I want people who are like, oh, fuck!
How did you make this? Give me the recipe!
Yeah. So.
Wow. Well, yeah, you could always share your recipes.
Honestly,
with us.
one of the things I really want to do is make chunky peanut butter ice cream. because I love peanut butter ice cream, and I've in recent years developed a love for chunky peanut butter that I didn't have earlier in my life, and I feel like the added texture of the crunchy peanut butter and peanut butter ice cream would be so good.
Yeah.
Remember Dad used to have a bread maker, and
Yeah.
I feel like that was like his like, oh my God, I'm so passionate about this. I love it so
He made bread
much.
every day.
Yeah. But and it was great. But as Ben pointed out, a bread maker is also an oven. An oven's also a bread maker. So you
Correct.
can just make bread.
Well, your hands in an oven is a
Wow.
bread maker.
Yeah, yeah.
That's so helpful, Ben.
Wait, did
That's
the bread
really
maker also...
constructive.
It didn't cook it. I think you still have to put it in the oven.
I don't think
Doesn't
so.
it just like knead it for you
I don't think so.
and mix all the ingredients?
I think it made it.
Ingredients?
All the ingredients?
I guess because it did always come out like the
Ingredients?
exact same shape. But no,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, well,
I
this
guess
is-
maker sort of implies it's making it.
Well, yeah, it does. But then you would also assume that any ice cream maker would be self-freezing, and we've learned that's not the case. So
Yeah, hey,
who's to
very
say?
true.
Who's to
I
say?
think it did cook it. I think you're right. I think
it did. Yeah.
Yeah, Ben, it's like everyone knows what a bread maker is, and it both mixes the ingredients and cooks the bread. I mean, it's just...
Listen, I don't because I
You're the
use
only
my
one who thinks that you
use
put
my
it in there.
goddamn hands when I want to make bread.
Don't put it in the oven. You're going to have a melted plastic bread maker. And also probably like some weird electric fire and oven fire at the same time.
Yeah, it'd be
Assuming
bad.
you kept it plugged in.
Were
when
you
put
under
it
the
in
impression
oven.
that I thought you put the entire appliance in the oven to make the bread?
That's what you do with
Listen,
the ice
I don't know the
cream maker.
bounds of your insanity, okay?
All right, let's do homework. Ben, what's your homework?
Play No Man's Sky, or watch me play No Man's Sky. Twitch.tv/DiscoGreg. And my Twitter is /SuperProofBan.
What
When do you stream
platforms
next?
is it on?
I don't know. It's on all of them, I think.
All of them.
Let's see. Not
Were you
Switch.
saying I don't
It's
know to my
on-
question and then all of them to Hannah's question?
Correct.
GameCube.
Yeah, it's on GameCube. No, it's on Windows, PS4, Xbox One, PS5, Xbox Series X.
Cool.
It is not on the Switch, which
GameCube.
makes sense.
Okay.
Is it on a whim? Because earlier you said you're playing No Man's Sky on a whim.
Yeah. It's on a whim. It's always on a whim.
Is there any contact information, social media information you want to give besides your Twitch?
I did already say my Twitter, so I wanted to give that one.
Okay, cool. My homework is buy a house, I guess. It's actually a really bad time to buy a house, so but it's a good time to sell a house, so maybe like sell your
Why
house.
did you buy a house, you idiot?
Oh, I didn't really talk about this, but like I maybe have talked about it before, but I feel like we got extremely lucky because we knew we wanted to move to a bigger house, and we thought we were going to have to move all the way out to like the far end of the state in order to afford the size of house we wanted. And then this house we kind of looked at on a whim on the same day that we were doing our open house, and it's 2 hours away from my parents, but it's much closer than we thought we were going to be, and it's so much prettier than it was in the pictures online, which is I think the only reason that it was still available. So we got very lucky, and I think we got a pretty good deal on it compared to even like other houses in town, and even with the market being the way it is. So I could be wrong. There could be like some serious like money pit issues in my future. Who knows? But I think we actually did pretty well. But in general, housing prices are like way overinflated right now. It's not a great time to buy a house. So I wouldn't like necessarily recommend it. I think we got very lucky. But yeah, just, I don't know. If you know me, get in touch about visiting. We have places for people to sleep now. So there you go. And my Twitter is Anthropology. My Instagram is Anthropology. I'm on TikTok at Hannah and her cats. And I stream every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on twitch.tv/Maddie Pizza Table with my friend Matt. His family was here yesterday, and they're so adorable. And they loved the house as well. I asked a lot, so there you go. Erin, what's your homework?
Hey, y'all. My homework is for Ben specifically to buy an ice cream maker. It'll fill your life with joy and ice cream, which is joy. I'm going to make more today because I brought Are You Ever Gonna Leave over to my friend's house and then left it there. So, let's see. So I'm going to make a new flavor today. Molly's actually at the farmer's market getting peaches. So assuming that they're ripe, I might make fresh peach ice cream.
Wow.
I doubt they'll be ripe, so I'll probably make peach ice cream later this week.
Nice.
So let's... Excuse me.
I thought you were done. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not done. My additional homework... Sorry, didn't mean to come in so hot. My additional homework is to check out Be Steadwell's Sprung music video and song. It's great. And I would check out the U.S. Women's National Team. They're playing a few more friendlies, including one on July 1st against Mexico, I think. And, of course, and then the Olympics. So that's really exciting. And then also the National Women's Team League. I'm catching some games today. So just check it out. The soccer's so nice. Okay, done.
Mm-hmm. Okay. If you want to, I want to say, don't forget to stay tuned after the outro to listen to the whole song that Eamon made for us. And if you want to follow Eamon on Twitter, they're at AEMYN on Twitter, and always putting out fun, creative stuff. Just a delightful human being. Go follow. And, in addition, you can call us or text us and tell us your obsession at 774-326-0420.
Blaze it.
Blaze it. But don't. Well, you can dial Blaze it if you want. We're at WayTooBroad on Twitter. We are at WayTooBroad on Instagram. If you want to email us, you can do that at WayTooBroad@gmail.com. And if you missed any of that stuff, any of the contact information, or if you want to find a link to where you can download you purchase and download the song, the new song, you can do that at WayTooBroad.com for anything you want, earnband.com for anything you need, maxfun.org for a nice summertime doggy, and that's it. So the podcast Kindle, which was so kindly brought up to me, and Erin's podcast Kindle as well. The podcast Kindles, oh, it's so far away, are now extinguished.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
It's way too broad. What I'm trying to say, but I'll write it down and let it go. It's hard to know all the words I need to explain my heart. Kinda dropped off all the things I love. Like I need a traffic jam to keep in touch. I can't focus on the words unless my hands are busy. I can't give up on the world or I will leave this city. And it's way too broad what I'm trying to say, but I'll write it down and let it go. And it's hard to know all the words I need to explain my heart in a single note. Gave me $40 one long year ago. Feels like I'll never had enough to pay it back. I know it's okay, I know you never asked for that, but you know this kind of stuff can build up to panic attacks. And I kinda dropped off all the things I liked, and I can't just catch up in a single night. I can't focus on them now unless my mind is empty. Can't afford to give up on my word or leave this city. It's way too broad what I'm trying to say, but I'll write it down and let it go. It's hard to know all the words I need to explain my heart in a single find time to shine a little vice and a little in the bottom of the down. Stand down, little bit in the bounce. Ding down, little in the bottom. Hey! That's all in the bottom of the